And we're live.
Okay.
Hey.
So my levels are good. I can fuck around with my camera now.
Yeah, you
we
sound
got
good.
one in so early.
What?
You got the
Your
first
levels
swear
sound
word
good.
in within like 0.2 milliseconds
Oh,
of going live.
shoot.
That's
Shoot,
incredible.
boy. Howdy.
Shoot
Here's-
that.
Boy, howdy.
That's just how I talk. I'm sorry.
See, here's what I love about Dr. Paul. He comes in here just long enough to say, I can't join you today. I got stuff to do. I'll see you. What
And
a great
he's
guy.
working out. He's
drops
doing
in to
it
say
while
hi,
he's working out,
you know?
too.
Love
We're
it.
like-
Really.
We're like, okay, you're excused this time.
Yeah.
But that's why he's the greatest, you know?
There's a song about him called "The Greatest."
The greatest.
Yep.
Because the greatest Paul of all.
I'm reading an op-ed in the Deseret News.
Don't do
On
that.
purpose?
One sentence in, I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah, that I don't recommend.
I was like, this is immediately this week on Under the Banner of Heaven. Every time they said Under the Banner of Heaven, I quietly to myself went, that's the name of the movie.
I always
You have a title.
do that whenever it happens in a movie or TV show.
I stand up in the theater like this. Woo!
We did it!
They did it! They did it!
But-
they did it!
But this episode, when the stake president showed up,
Cool. And he's like, why is everyone treating him like he's a rock star?
here's the thing. The intimidation, the silent kind of, well, you wouldn't want the church to look bad, but that whole look, I've
Yeah.
seen that. I've seen
Yeah.
that in real life.
It's because it was being aimed at you, but
It felt that way.
Yeah, Carrie, this is the stake president Ballard from 1984. You, 2022 Carrie.
Yep. Yep.
What's the time period that show takes place in?
80s,
Oh,
early 80s.
84.
Yeah. I was just starting to work at a radio station that had a full-time news guy at the time that it was going down. And that's the sad thing is I wish I could remember his name because he was all over that case. He would go to the press conferences and everything. It was so wild to have a full-time news department.
Remember
at
that?
a radio station. I remember
Remember
those
that?
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony, I have a quick question about your beverage holder.
Yeah.
Got there.
That's no. Tony, at first I was like, if that's just a koozie with a mug that holds energy drink cans, phenomenal. Proud of you. But because it has the Monster Energy logo on it, that just sends it up like
That's a custom 3D printed jobber right there.
You made that? Oh.
My uncle made this for me.
Tony, I'm so happy for you. That's insane.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he made me this one, and then another one that was it's like a rainbow metallic filament. So when it comes out, it looks like it ends up looking like metal that's been burned really hot, and you know how it rainbows when you burn metal really hot? It looks like it's really cool looking. I took that one to work.
That's awesome, Tony. I'm so happy for you.
So now everything I drink is Monster. Whatever it is, it goes in the Monster mug. It's Monster.
We need those, but Geek Show edition is what we need.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
What you got there, Lee?
Lee, if
Hey,
you could
that's
get on 3D,
Nightcrawler.
I printed
Lee, if
that.
you could get on 3D
I
printing a Geek Show koozie.
See now,
I printed this, and then I
there's
painted
the
it.
there's the
beautiful.
difference.
It's nice.
He uses you use a infrared or not infrared, but UV.
I
it
use
called?
I have
Resin.
I have two resin printers. I
Yeah.
have an Elgu Mars and an Elgu Saturn, and then I do have a filament printer like what yours was printed with.
Yeah, so your resin printer comes out a lot smoother than
The
the
Saturn
filament stuff.
The Saturn comes out
this
even.
has a texture on it.
Yeah, the Saturn comes out even smoother than the Mars. It's mind-boggling.
that's
Like there's
cool.
What?
no anything on it.
What is it with Texas and Geek Show? We got Longview, Texas, Courtney checking in. We've got Fort Worth, Jeffrey checking in. And
Howdy,
Kid,
Texas.
And Kid Hippie in Austin.
And Egg Foo, who's from Texas.
And from Texas, yes.
Yep.
They need an escape, Carrie.
Is that it? Well, I just got You know, you're supposed to not be using your air conditioners this weekend because your fabulous power grid is going to collapse again. Because it was more important to stop those trucks coming into the country rather than fix the power grid. That was the priority.
Well, didn't they use the free market to contract out their different energy providers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
That's what it is,
unregulated. And that's
Well,
Because
there's one
they-
thing. There's one
Well,
thing
they
I
didn't
know
want to be
from-
connected to the rest of the nation. They wanted
Right.
it to be their own
Right.
separate thing, and you get what you wish for, I suppose.
Well, there's one thing I've been watching a lot of conservative finance shows this week because I like to. Well, you know, some conservative financiers are really good at finance, right? So I've been watching them a lot, and there was one that was just like, yeah, Texas, that's an area where you don't bet on the free market.
exactly. There are some things that government is good for.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Shannon sounds far away when he talks.
That's because he's not by his mic. He's fixing his camera.
Away.
Oh, okay. I
Spinning
didn't
his-
know.
That's
I
exactly
couldn't
why
see.
it sounds like it.
I couldn't see you. How was I to know?
He's getting his miniature secret camera set up.
Bum, 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 bum.
Harry,
Bum.
stuck in here and installed.
The Peter Murphy edition of the miniature secret camera. Fair. Deep dive for old folks. Thank you. All right. A joke for some is how I've started.
For some.
That's how I've started presenting them. And now a joke for some.
Hey, when we get to the what you watched, you guys are going to be really impressed. I watched a documentary, I watched a show about a thing, and then I watched a movie, and then I watched a Star Wars.
Gosh dang! Look at you.
But I'm gonna talk about it when we do the thing.
Good.
I got to remember what I watched now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to remember that too.
That's why I keep a running list during the week.
I usually do, but I sucked at it this week.
Jimmy Johns with the ironic comment of the day. Bitcoin, I hear, is doing good.
It's
He's being sarcastic.
doing really bad right now.
Hey, Carrie,
Yeah.
Carrie, look, my beverages are in cans with no ice.
Hey, there you go.
I
The
messaged the
silent drinking.
guy. There's a guy I used to work with who about 2 months ago was like, "Oh yeah, Leigh, you're a really good illustrator. You should do some NFTs." Oh yeah, and he gave me like a list of crypto that I should buy in on. So I messaged him yesterday, and he won't respond to me.
Yeah.
I know he's seeing it.
Yep.
So, but you know, we're all sucking wind right now. Like my 401k has crashed about 7%
Yeah.
in the last week.
7. I'm down 18% for the year.
Wow.
I put money in each month, and it goes down.
Yeah. Yeah, all it's eaten up this year so far is the employee match. Like if it was
Yeah.
just my money and not my employer's money too.
And here's the thing: is that the employee match they won't do it if you put it into like a savings account or a Roth,
Yeah, it has
thing.
to be a 401k.
It has to be a 401k, and I just let me match with a Roth or something like
I
that.
had to
Right.
explain to a 24-year-old that I worked with about this magical thing that used to exist at a lot of places called a pension. Mm-hmm. It was a risk-free thing that you just got when you retired, and it tended to be that you wanted to keep your pension, so you stayed at that job pretty much for your entire career because you didn't want to lose that pension, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, but we
Yeah.
don't do that anymore.
No,
Only-
socialism.
No, millionaires still get them.
Well, yeah, and
Right.
and some people still get them.
Golden-
Like I have a
golden
friend who got a
parachutes.
job offer from the company I work at to work for the state, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it." And I was like, "How much does it pay?" And she's like, "Oh, $1.50 an hour less, but I get the pension."
Yeah,
Stacey,
you
I'm
still
looking
get-
forward to. I'm looking forward to not getting any of the Social Security money that
Well,
I've been
hey,
paying into
you
like
know
my
about
whole
that.
life.
Yeah.
I read an article about this. You'll just get 20% less, but it'll still be there when you retire.
Well, that'd be nice to have
Oh great! I'll
something.
get $20 a month.
I know.
Stacey-
I'm not planning on it.
Stacy says that if we called them NF-Lees, that they would still be valuable today.
Yeah.
But, see, but I learned a valuable thing is that I am myself a strange kind of commodity, but I'm not a money making commodity.
You
It's
just
because you're
barely learned
fungible.
that?
It's because you're fungible.
You're so fungible, Lee.
So very fungible.
Have you
I've
tried
got-
being less fungible?
I've known
Yeah.
that shit since I was 16.
Is that a Choco Taco you're eating there, Shannon?
No, it's
Oh.
a local company that I'm the normal
Normal.
yeah, normal ice
ice
cream,
cream.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
nice.
you guys!
Their olive oil ice cream is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
mean-
Yeah,
I'm eating
blow
the
your mind.
handlebar,
Oh,
and it's got salted maple ice cream. Dark chocolate.
Well,
I'm
whatever
sorry.
whatever you do,
And brown butter milk crumb.
whatever you do, do not go on the web and search for local milkshake delivery because it will ruin your life in a
Also-
good, delicious way. But
Sue let you,
You know.
get milkshakes delivered.
she did it. She ordered them.
No
She goes-
fruit, but you
she
can
goes-
have milkshakes.
She goes, well, I get enough liquor in her, and she's, she starts wandering the web while watching shows that she doesn't care for, right? And then it suddenly, go out and look on the porch, and there's 2 milkshakes there from this local company that makes cereal milkshakes, and
Magic milkshakes.
So,
And so I had to pour Quisp in them and mix them up and get more cereal. Anyway,
a taco place opened 120 feet from my front door.
I heard, yes.
You need to try this place out, man. You
So
made it
Yoko
sound
Ramen,
so
Yoko
good.
Ramen makes amazing ramen, right? They do really,
Yes.
really good ramen. Yoko Taco opened up, like the row houses next to my house that I always want to burn down, but Jen's friends live there, so I won't do it. There's one open retail space that they opened this Yoko Taco place, and it's a Japanese Mexican fusion.
And
Taco
they've been
place.
threatening to open for like a year.
Threatening to open.
We will open.
COVID
Watch
really
out.
fucked a lot of things up. Anyway,
It did.
the food's fantastic, but folks, if you park in front of my house on trash day, do not put my trash cans back up on the curb so that you have a parking spot, because what ends up happening is my trash doesn't get picked up.
Yeah.
Why are
And
you
then-
blaming us? We're not doing it.
No, anybody who does, go ahead, park in front of my house, but don't fuck with my trash cans, because then I will put my trash can on your car, and you'll have to
Yeah.
figure out what to do about the trash can that's on your car.
Yeah.
All right.
You tell him,
Got
Lee.
him. Got him.
Shall we get going?
Yeah.
What
'Cause we
day's
got
trash day?
No.
How are we
No.
supposed to know?
I mean, I
No
can
day
figure
is
it
my
out.
favorite day. Every
I
other
figured it
day
out.
for me is no
I
day.
just drive by every day. Oh.
General assumption is if my trash is in front of my house, like if the can's out on the street, that's trash day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get going. Here we go. And welcome back, everybody. Hi, you guys. Look at you. Look at you all. Look at Lee. He's like in this darkened kind of room, and
Yep.
the light of his computer is the only thing
Got
that's
mood
making it so we can see his
That's
face.
some mood lighting.
No, I like that mood. I like the mood
Looks good.
lighting.
Looks
I
good.
got windows. I just put drapes out. Yeah.
No, I like
Good.
that.
I listen to light jazz while I'm sitting in this lighting.
Smooth jazz with
Yep.
Lee George Cade. Lee George Cade, everybody.
Thank
The
you.
smooth jazz sounds of Lee George Cade.
I play the jazz trombone.
Or as they say, the jambone.
Well, I did play the trombone in junior high school, and that's all they let me play was jazz. So I quit because they didn't understand that there's
Did you
just
play the
such a
trombone
thing
with
as
the
a
word bone in it.
no.
Yeah.
I did because I played the baritone and the tuba, but those things are really heavy, so I went with the next thing down, which is a trombone. But nobody ever think, when you say I want to be a death metal trombonist, they just laugh you right out of band.
Because you could have been the first.
Could have been.
All
Could have
about
been
that jambone.
Could have been the first bassoon in the marching band too.
No, the bassoonist was cool as shit. That guy got a lot of action.
A lot of-
our bassoonist.
He got a lot of bassoon.
Yeah.
He got a lot of symphony action.
Yeah, like he wasn't a third chair guy. He was a first chair guy. So, like the flautists were all real into him.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's some Adele stuff going there. All right. No, Lizzo. Not. I was trying to remember who played flute, and it's not Adele. It's Lizzo. Sorry. Okay.
Carrie had the old.
Woof.
I know both of them. All right.
Oh, I know they're
I've heard of
both
things.
women.
Good
I
job.
made a reference. Come on.
Jiminy Christmas.
Sorry, it's just Sue was listening to Adele upstairs. It confused me. All right, let's see. It's Rebecca who's very disappointed in me right now.
Lizzo and Adele are so different from
They
each
are.
other.
They both have one name. That's where I got confused. I nearly said Cher.
Maybe
you know?
Cher, Madonna.
Pink.
Oprah plays the flute, doesn't she?
Oh my god. I played clarinet in junior high.
Really?
I wanted to play trumpet, but I gave in to peer pressure to play the clarinet.
How'd that go?
Clarinet purists? Who pressures you to play clarinet?
Other girls when you're in junior high.
Can't
Come
play that
on.
trumpet.
Don't
That's
fuck
a
around.
masculine.
What are you, stupid?
Trumpet's
Like,
badass. I played
How
trumpet, too.
how did the clarinet turn out for you?
Oh, I'm definitely not playing it anymore. I think
Not so
I only
good.
did for like
You'd
All right.
still be playing
2
trumpet,
years?
though, wouldn't you?
I would absolutely still be playing trumpet.
You'd be in a marching band right now.
Here's a little fun fact about me. I love marching band music. I love marching band versions of songs. They're just so energizing.
Wow.
Muse on not their most recent album, but the one before has a marching band version of one of their songs, and it's so good. Highly recommend.
All right. Follow her on Twitter at.
You gross Rebecca.
Thank you. Quad T, Too Tall Tony. You play an instrument in high school, or?
I'll tell you what I play. I play the ham bone. Ham boning. Yeah.
Ham boning will save your life one day.
Ham boning will save your life one day. Just ask the folks on the regular show. Rigby knows. Rigby knows. All right. Check me out on Twitter at Quad T Tony or on the Gadget Spot podcast.
All right.
Ham boning.
And he is the master of Eat More Ham Bone. He's Shannon Barneson, everybody.
Yeah.
Master of the
Yeah.
ham. Keep
Yeah.
You didn't play any instruments, did you?
I was pretty adept at the skin flute.
Oh.
He was also Shannon was too busy making out in hallways to play the instruments.
You know what? Who's got the how a elementary school music teacher is a person? I don't understand it at all. Their job. Every time I walk up on music day on Friday to pick the kids up, I'm like, what the fuck did those recorders ever do to them?
recorders.
Oh, someday I'll be the first recorder in the Utah Symphony.
Oh my God.
First seat recorder.
I hope
For seat.
I hope that doesn't happen because that will destroy your marriage.
It would.
Yeah,
would.
first recorder in the symphony is constantly getting so much thrown at him, and
Yeah.
he
Oh, I
gets
know.
So mad.
No, it was so funny. They got
Play
the,
Three Blind Mice.
No, play hot cross buns. It's the better version.
I got this
They're
kid.
the same.
I got this kid a few months ago. He's got some anger and just emotional issues, Mm-hmm. And the first day of when he was there in music, he was sitting there, and he looks at his buddy. They're fucking just killing those recorders, right? And he looks at his friend. He goes, "I don't like this very much." And then he sat there for a second. And he just goes, "Yeah, I'm out." And he got up and just walked out of the music room.
Clearly the smartest kid in the class.
And
And
he Judd Nelson fisted in the air. Yeah.
No, and I get there and I'm like, "Where's so and so?" Well, he just left. I'm like, "You probably should have notified me, that music teacher."
Yeah.
And I found him sitting up by my room. He was just like, "I just couldn't handle that, Mr. B." I'm like, "I get it. You don't have to go there again."
So you guys are making fun of recorders, but the entire score of The Mandalorian is recorded on different sized recorders.
By people who know how to play them.
This guy has a 7-foot long recorder. Looks like a didgeridoo.
I was going
he's
to say, that's
bragging
just
now.
called a didgeridoo. That's not a recorder.
No, didgeridoo is whoa. But this is
Didgeridoo is a big recorder. This is the new "Is a hot dog a sandwich?" Is it a recorder or not?
Is it a
like
recorder? Yeah.
Guitar?
No,
Not a recorder.
didgeridoo doesn't have any holes in it.
yeah.
That you see.
You can't
Yeah.
finger
It
a
has two
didgeridoo.
holes, one at the end and
One
one
at
at the
the end.
end.
Now it doesn't have the little
No.
tuning
I'm sorry, guys.
holes.
You cannot finger a didgeridoo. That's just how
Oh,
it
stop
goes.
that.
You know what
Our host, Terry
you
Jackson.
know what I always think when I see somebody playing a didgeridoo? About, man, that dude could probably suck a mean dick.
Okay. Say that to an
You've
Australian.
You've managed to bring that into the conversation twice so far, Shannon.
Yeah, what's up, buddy? What's going on?
I like the dick sucking.
Okay. That's we'll make a note
Our
of that.
host, Carrie Jackson.
Monday
What did
through
you
Friday.
play?
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com
What did
for
you
now.
play?
Well, I wanted to play like you. I wanted to play trumpet. But here's how it was in the Nebo School District system. It was a free-for-all. You had to get there early enough to get the instruments that were available, and so the trumpets went first. And what was left? The flute. I'm not going to play the flute. They said, well, you need to. I was a flutist, I suppose.
You didn't want to be like Adele.
Exactly. So they said, well, you got to have a music course. You got to do this. So go over to the symphony course because nobody wants to be the symphony. There are plenty of instruments over there. And I went, okay, I suppose I could play the violin. No, they gave me the viola, which is the violin's fatter, uglier cousin. So I had to learn how to play the viola. I still got the moves.
Oh yeah, look at that
I
smooth
had,
right there.
See that?
I had my own trumpet.
Brag about it.
No,
Yeah.
it was a gift from my godfather. It was his trumpet from when he was a
Okay,
kid. And
brag about it. I didn't have any
okay,
trumpets.
well, I can't brag about it because then I got hit by a car while I was walking home from school in 7th grade, and my trumpet.
Oh my
was
God! Now he's
destroyed.
making us feel bad about.
I know,
having a
right?
Trumpet.
Cry for me, Rebecca. Cry for me.
I owned a trombone, but I never learned to play it.
See, I thought that would be the answer, so I went to a pawn shop in Provo looking for an inexpensive. No, there was no such thing as an inexpensive trumpet at that time.
Brass is expensive.
I'm really confused about like how that process worked at your school. So like, the instruments were just like in a big pile, like leaves.
Yeah,
and you just
essentially.
ran in
Oh, that's
It
wild.
was-
And
Wow,
the
that's
custodian would leaf blow them into the room every morning.
Essentially, yeah.
So the reason why everybody like our age wanted to play trumpet was because we saw that Tijuana Brass album cover and we were like, oh shit,
Oh yeah, whipped cream.
oh shit, we got to play trumpets. Look what happens when you play trumpets.
Yep.
Tijuana Brass. I'm Herb Alpert now.
I'm gonna tell me what you guys think of change. I'm gonna change the video a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What do you
No.
think? That one or the other one?
Other one. This one.
This one?
I like-
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. what you like.
Courtney Case just commented that the only person who's ever made the trombone sexy was Riker.
See,
But I'm not going to argue with that.
yes, I love this song.
All right, let's get going here.
Wait, we haven't
let-
started yet?
We haven't started. So,
Oh,
Well, we just did intros. We
That
just
was
finished
just the
intros.
intros. Yeah.
so last week, I on the show I just noted that there was a new Avatar trailer out there. I just went, yeah, you can go and see it if you want. Well, everybody went and saw it. Yeah, the teaser trailer debuted last week, and in the first 24-hour online window, 148.6 million views, including
How did all those boomers figure out how to download a video?
I know, right? Including 23 million from China alone.
Oh,
Well, first thing is you don't have to download it. You just stream it from YouTube. So that takes a
I
step
understand that, and you understand that, but explain that to my mom.
So apparently at the Doctor Strange premiere, they had a separate theater that was just playing this trailer on a loop.
out.
Really?
Frick?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't. What?
I know.
When I went
They
to
want
Doctor
people to
Strange,
go nuts for this
When I went to
movie.
Doctor Strange, there was an ABBA concert in the theater next door to mine.
What?
Waterloo.
I've been listening to so much ABBA this week. Their music
I'm
is
so
just so
sorry.
good.
Sorry.
You are
Their music
my
is just so good.
you are my dancing queen. 148.6 million views. That's ahead of all recent Star Wars films, including Rise of Skywalker. Avatar 2's views on YouTube and across social media don't include the millions of people who saw it when they saw Doctor Strange, like us.
That were
we all
forced
saw
to
it.
watch it.
Yes. This, in terms of other comps for teasers, Universal's F9 nabbed 202.7 mil online views in the first 24 hours. Black Widow, 116.8 mil. Incredibles 2, 113.1 mil. Rise of Skywalker, 112.4 mil. So people like Avatar.
Is this
Wow.
actually a
So-
picture from the trailer?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
This looks like a video game render.
It does, and that's what I was going to say. It looked like a goddamn cartoon.
It doesn't look that great.
My mom, like when I saw Avatar, she called me because she knew we were going to see Avatar because she'd seen it like 3 or 4 times before I went to see it.
Wow.
Oh, my mom has watched Avatar probably 100 times. Like it is her
Really?
all-time favorite
She's
movie.
she's why it's
She's
it's
like
up
it's
there.
it's the environmental message. It's all this stuff. It's like this is the world we could. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like and I watched it. I was like, it was all right, Mom. It was like James Cameron's greatest hits. He just
It was Fern Gully.
That was Fern Gully.
He reskinned every
Dances with
movie he's
Wolves.
ever made.
I
like
mean,
plot points.
Yeah.
as I was in the theater watching it, I said to myself, well, I mean, it's pretty. I
It
mean,
is pretty.
it's really pretty,
Yeah.
but
I don't.
Like, am I going to
Okay.
go see it? Yeah, probably.
Okay, somebody on the show needs to take the bullet.
I mean,
I nominate Rebecca.
I nominate Rebecca.
I'm going to go anyway. It's, whatever.
All right. Anyway, so
It's one of the few really big budget science fiction movies that I've seen once.
I guess it's just one of those. I guess I bring it up because it's like, I know we can all be in our own bubbles.
Sure.
And I'm in a bubble where nobody I know personally likes Avatar, but it's huge. It's
Well,
big.
I don't hate Avatar, but
I don't hate it.
We don't hate it.
Yeah,
No,
we don't
fine.
hate it. It's just meh.
Yeah,
It's just not for me.
And it's just not worth my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also
Other
only
things I'd
really,
rather watch.
I've also only really liked a couple of James Cameron movies, so that's part of the problem for me is that he's very
Yeah.
he's a
I remember-
very visual director who only has a couple of tricks, and so. But that's
I remember.
fine. Like,
I remember this about you and James Cameron. Yeah.
yeah, we're just not compatible. But I'm so happy that my mom has this movie to look forward to.
Did you ever watch Future Man?
Yeah.
No.
Just the first
There-
season.
There's like in the second season, there's a whole like 4 episodes that take place in 20 years from now, James Cameron's mansion.
And it's all automated and
Yeah, it's all
dangerous. It's so
automated.
funny.
It's funny.
So then the other trailer that we got this week was Westworld Season 4.
What? I haven't seen this. What?
Yes, Westworld Season 4. And you got Ariana DeBose joining the cast.
What?
She won an Oscar this year for West Side Story.
She's not Maria.
The other one that is not Maria.
Yeah.
But it's a great show. It really is. And I didn't know that we were going to get a season 4 even, but there you go. And what's great about the trailer is it's rare. It's rare that someone can use this song, this beautiful song from Lou Reed, in a good way, and they did with this new trailer. So you can go online and watch it.
I can't wait. I loved season 3. I thought season 3 was absolutely phenomenal.
Season 3 was kind of divisive for some people.
So I loved season 1. I thought season 2 was good, but I didn't like it nearly as much as season 1.
Season 2 needed to be spread out in 2 seasons.
Yeah,
So
or something.
you're
but then
saying that
season 3
people-
brought me back all the way. I am all the way in after season 3.
So you're saying people get really divisive about things that they like?
Exactly.
Seems that way.
The good thing about the trailer, Tony, is that it doesn't give us much in the way of plot. So
Good,
there's not
good.
much to give. I know that you try to avoid that.
Yes.
But it does give you a crash course in who's returning. Of course, Tandy Newton is back. Aaron Paul is back. Tessa Thompson. Jeffrey Wright. The lesser Hemsworth Luke.
All Hemsworths are valuable.
All Hemsworths matter. Ed Harris is back. And, of course, the star of the show, Evan Rachel Wood, is back as Dolores. So there you go. It's a haunting little trailer that I invite you to watch.
I will check it out.
The other trailer that we got, and this one is kind of cool. Season 3 of the Orville.
Yeah.
Season 3 of the Orville going to debut on Hulu. Let's see, June 2nd is when it starts.
Oh, how I love that show.
And it's a nice long trailer, Shannon. You'll love it. It's like 2.5 minutes long, and it's got a lot of action. More of your Kalons and all those characters that you know and love from the Orville. It's interesting because this is it's on Hulu. It was on Fox for a couple of seasons, but now it's on Hulu, and they're not going to just dump all the seasons for a binge release. It will be a weekly release starting June 2nd.
Okay.
That's the model. That's
Is-
the way to do it.
Is this the final season, or they're going to...
Yes.
I think this is it.
Okay.
This is it. Because he signed a sweet deal with NBC to do all of his stuff. Seth MacFarlane did.
Oh, they got a first look deal or whatever.
They backed up 2 dump trucks worth of money to his front door and said
And so he's going to put all his stuff on the cock.
on the Peacock and on NBC. So that's where you'll see all of his stuff.
I just
in the
really like
future.
Seth MacFarlane. I'm sure he's got something that's problematic, but I just really like him.
He seems like
all-
a decent guy to me. He gets
all
it all.
accounts, he seems like a good dude.
He gets it all out with the filth he puts out.
I hope so. I
Could
hope
be.
so.
You know?
Could be.
I wish I liked the stuff he makes, but he
Some of
seems like
it's
a great
good.
dude. No, I just like I read a thing where like some bouncer was being really shitty to everybody in line, and Seth MacFarlane was like, "Oh, yuck," and so he then bought the club and fired the bouncer.
Really.
Yeah,
Show him.
And he could do that. He could just
Yeah.
go, all right, that's it. I'm buying this place right now. Get your
So-
get your
Fuck this
manager
guy.
down here. I'm buying
It's like,
this.
fuck this guy. I'm gonna fire this guy myself.
like my dad had this thing. This is my take on Seth MacFarlane, and it's really weird. Like I can respect him. I think he's enormously talented. Mm-hmm. I understand why he's where he's at. I just don't get it. And so it's like me personally. Like,
That's how I,
like
that's how I feel
dad
about
was
the
that,
Beatles.
Right. Well,
Exactly. I don't get it. I don't get it.
my dad was that way about Steve Martin. I remember my dad telling me, "Why do you like Steve Martin? He's so I don't get it." And he's like, "Well, yeah, I think I can see why you think he's funny." I was like, "That sounds oddly insulting, Dad."
Before we go to break, the greatest bit of casting news that we've received all week long, and it involves one of Tony's favorite projects, Dune.
Yeah.
No, I love the movie. I
You
love
like the movie. You
I
like the
loved the
movie.
movie. The book, you know what? The movie was so good, it's convinced me to, at some point in the near future, probably read the book again.
You don't have to do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'll read
Or
a
they're
different
making
one in the
movies
series.
about it.
I
Who
don't
needs
know.
to read?
Okay,
Good
read
point.
it.
What was
if
I
you'd like.
thinking? Brain? Don't tell me what to do anymore.
See words with eyes on paper?
it.
I don't think so.
it.
Well-
Read it.
Here we go. The casting that was announced this week for Dune Part 2.
Oh God, yeah.
Emperor Shaddam has been cast. And it's, here we go.
Was that McFarlane?
Seth MacFarlane. No, it's Christopher Walken.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Christopher
Christopher
Walken
Just
is,
weird. Weirding it up.
Looks more and more like my great grandmother every day.
yep. He now
I got a fever.
it was Jose Ferrer was the emperor in the David Lynch one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Are you sure?
I pretty
That's what
sure.
that's
Oh,
what my
yeah,
research
I'll look
says.
it up. I'll look it up.
So
I
what's
thought the Emperor
this guy's
in
deal?
Lynch's Dune was like just a really old dude.
Jose Ferrer, yeah. You're thinking Miguel Ferrer.
I am. It was
Okay,
Jose
what's his name?
It was
No,
Jose
you're
Ferrer.
thinking of Fierro Rocher.
Yeah.
I had
love
some of
those.
that. I had some of that on a donut last week.
Emperor
Ferrero
Shaddam was
Rocher?
one Jose Ferrer.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
Miguel Ferrer's
Ferrer's
father.
dad
Yeah.
with Rosemary Clooney.
Yes.
Please, Mr. Ferrer is my
And
father.
Rosemary Clooney,
Yeah.
George Clooney's aunt,
Yep.
Yes.
brother to Nick Clooney.
Former
Who
Fox
is-
13 news host.
Who is
Yeah.
George
What?
Clooney's dad?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I
you got
remember I bought a drink for him at the You're a Dick for Firing Nick party at Club
Oh.
Deviate.
I remember that. But anyway, so we got Walken is going to be the emperor of the universe, and by
What's
golly,
Yeah.
he will rule eternal.
He's like,
What's his deal? What's that emperor's deal? Like, is he cool or?
he looks out the window and goes, "Look how big those worms are."
He's not cool. He's the guy who sent the Atreides family to that
Yeah.
planet, hoping
can't-
to ruin them. You know?
Right.
Exactly. I can't imagine he's
Okay.
cool if he's pitting the other houses against each other. And
But-
What do I know? I barely
Send-
understood
send-
the movie.
Send him to the planet with the big worms.
He's trying to stay in power.
Yeah.
Because all the other houses have the potential of unseating him at any point. So
I got
Makes
a
sense, makes
fever,
sense.
and
What?
the only prescription
watch out
is
for that.
more power.
Watch out for that kid over there. Apparently, his name's a killing word.
Kid.
all these terrible Christopher Walken impersonations are probably solid gold. I think we could retire on them.
Well,
You don't
well,
understand them. You don't like them, but you
I don't get
understand
it.
them.
Well,
The kids seem to like it though.
we can certainly take a break on them after these messages.
Messages.
We'll be
We'll be right back.
Right back.
Right back.
You remember that time he wanders into Geely from a completely different movie?
He's in Geely?
Yeah, he shows up
seen
for just
Geely?
a. Oh yeah, I actually like Geely. But like he wanders in from a different movie, and he looks at Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, and he goes. First, he's really scary, and then he goes, "You want to go to the Marie Callender's?" And they're like, "What?" No, he goes, "They got a pie so good, you put it on the top of your head, Your tongue's gonna slap your brains out trying to get to it. And they're like, no, we're good. He goes, and he just looks at me and he goes, sure.
Jeez.
He walked in from a David Lynch movie just to deliver that line.
Like seriously, just Google, go on YouTube.
My favorite.
Walken Geely. It's fucking hilarious.
My favorite movie with Christopher Walken in it is Seven Psychopaths.
Oh fuck yeah!
And he's one of the 7 psychopaths, as well as like Tom Waits, who's got a bunny fixation.
Dude, that is such a great movie.
Such an amazing movie.
All right.
It's no In Bruges though. I think In Bruges was better.
Well, you're like saying which of these awesome ice cream sundaes would you rather eat, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like they're both amazing.
I'll eat the ones that are on my doorstep.
Right.
Yeah, whichever one's closest.
Was it brought to me?
What a world we live in today.
It was brought to me. Yeah.
What a world.
He was Walken was. I don't know if you've seen Severance or not, Lee.
He was awesome.
He was so sweet. He was so sweet in that.
Oh, my heart.
Just break your
for
heart.
him. And,
Yep.
and John Turturro.
Well,
I was to say, my heart doesn't break so much for Christopher Walken's character, but John Turturro's character
his
more.
best role still to this day is Max Schreck in Batman Returns.
Oh my gosh.
My favorite line that he delivers in that movie.
Yeah.
Yawn.
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 That movie's so good. It's like, I would say, one of the best movies with Danny DeVito playing the Penguin ever made.
Danny DeVito, who I'm supposed to believe is 30 years old, because the movie begins when he's a baby in the cage, and that says 30 years later.
Yeah, because living in the sewer fucked him up.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look like he's 30.
Yeah.
I still want to watch. Walken's in a new show called The Outlaws, and it's got what's it on? I think it's on Prime, but it's got him. It's got Stephen Merchant. It's got other people. It looks interesting from the picture.
It's got some other guys. It's got
7 strangers from different walks of life forced together to complete a community payback sentence in Bristol. So, I mean, what more do you need?
You know what's always confused me about Batman Returns? You got a circus, and they're all living inside the penguin enclosure, and the Bat jet boat's coming, and they all know it, and they're all like starting to panic and clear out of the penguin enclosure, and the one of them's like doing slow motion cartwheels out the door. And you're like, why are you doing slow motion cartwheels out the door? Don't you know there's a Bat jet ski boat coming and it's going to fuck up your life? Doesn't matter how many of those penguins have rockets. You can't slow motion cartwheel out the door, stupid. Did you ever
Because
done
of
crime
comic
before?
books.
Right. So, yeah, that took me right out of that movie.
Totally unbelievable.
It's like, wait, no, I'd be doing fast cartwheels out the door, stupid.
What an idiot.
I wish Shannon would come back so we could do the show.
Yeah.
Come back, Shannon. Come back,
his
Shannon.
hand. He's there.
Oh, well, you can do the show with your hand.
Sorry, I'm here. I was listening.
Okay. Well, what do you think about the slow motion cartwheeling clown?
I think that maybe that's the only way he could move.
Oh.
Oh,
right.
did you think about that,
I
Lee?
didn't think about that.
Yeah, Lee, did you think about that?
In the 30 some odd years I've been thinking about that slow motion cartwheeling clown, I didn't think of that.
He's only cartwheelabulatory. Like ambulatory, but with cartwheels.
Yeah.
Oh God, Tony.
Nope, that was a good joke.
Nope.
Nope, disagree. It was a good joke.
Tony, what happened on Thursday?
What? What did happen on Thursday?
I thought we were supposed to record the Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Did you stand him up?
Why didn't you text me or something?
Yeah, why didn't you text him?
You know what Tony was doing Thursday night? Not watching Doctor
Not watching
Strange.
Doctor Strange. That's what I was going to say.
It's true.
Let's get going then. And we're back. Okay, let's see. We got a new Doctor Who.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see the reaction to this.
Oh, all you have to do is go on Twitter.
Yeah.
Dr. Woke.
There he is. It is Nkuti Gatwa is his. I'm not pronouncing his name properly, I'm sure. He is from the show Sex Education.
Which he is really good on.
That's what I hear.
I've seen the first couple of episodes of that. I just haven't.
Oh, am I the only one that's seen all the episodes?
Yeah, I
Sue,
think
my
you
wife
are.
has watched them all. Yeah, she likes it.
It's really good.
But he is very excited to be the 14th Doctor. He says, there aren't quite the words to describe how I'm feeling, a mix of deeply honored, beyond excited, and of course a little bit scared. This role and show means so much to so many around the world, including myself, and each one of my incredibly talented predecessors has handled that unique responsibility and privileged with the utmost care. I will endeavor my utmost to do the same.
I read in an article about his audition with Russell T Davies. Russell T Davies was like, "Yeah, we had someone lined up. We were all ready to go." And then this guy, he was our last audition. He came in and stole it. And so I want to know who the almost guy was.
It sucks to be him or her.
I mean, I hope they didn't tell them.
Yeah.
It was me. I was
Oh,
Doctor
sorry,
Who.
Leigh.
They're like, we need a fat middle-aged American to play Doctor Who. And I was like, I'm your guy. And they're like, cool. And then he came in and stole the whole thing by being talented.
That's right.
Sucks to be you right now.
You missed it by this much.
That was my catchphrase.
He is set to appear in the upcoming Barbie movie with Margot Robbie as well. Taking over the role from Jodie. Oh, he's taking over Doctor Who from Jodie Whittaker, who was great, I thought, as the Doctor. But yeah, if you want to go down that kind of awful, shithole, go on Twitter and see the reaction, because of course it's predictable. But as we say here on Geek Show, it's show me what you got.
Yep.
This guy's extremely talented.
Very talented.
All right. The Toxic Avenger. This is only news because it got a rating. The Toxic Avenger remake.
I didn't even know about the casting about this until I saw this news 2 days ago and went, what?
Well, we talked about it a long time ago when it was cast. I can understand you forgetting, but it has been rated R for gore and graphic nudity.
Who saw that coming?
Graphic nudity.
Wait, they actually made it? It's been made?
Yeah, it's finished. It's been rated R.
Yeah, this is the original movie is the one where like a nude woman just ran in front of the camera so that it was just her torso and jumped up and down for like 30 seconds.
That was in Airplane.
30 seconds? That's a lot of jiggle.
Yeah, this is given an R rating by the MPAA for strong violence and gore, language throughout sexual references, and brief graphic nudity. Oh, there we go. Brief graphic nudity.
Oh, only brief?
Yeah.
Not 30 seconds of jumping jacks.
I can't believe this.
So there's your cast right there. Peter Dinklage as Winston, a stereotypical weakling who works as a janitor at Garb X Health Club and is diagnosed with a terminal illness that can only be cured by an expensive treatment that his greedy, power-hungry employer refuses to pay for. After deciding to take matters into his own hands and rob his company, Winston falls into a pit of toxic waste and is transformed into a deformed monster that sets out to do good and get back at all the people who have
That's
wronged him.
already way too much plot.
I was going to say, that's pretty high concept for this fucking
Yeah.
property.
Get that out
So,
of
like
the way.
the original, he was just, Melvin the Mop Boy, and all the local punks made fun of him.
Yeah.
And then they just happened to park a truck full of toxic waste in front of the gym, and some girl pushed him out the window, or some punk, or somebody.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Well,
Does he have a blind girlfriend with really big boobs in this?
Well, the rest of the cast is Elijah Wood, Julia Davis, Taylor Page, Kevin Bacon, and Jacob Tremblay. No release date yet, but it is rated R.
God damn, Lloyd Kaufman, cash that check.
Before
Cash
it's too
that
late.
check.
Let's see. And then in this is a sequel, not a remake. You always wondered what happened to Spinal Tap, right?
Always.
Yeah, ever since we talked about that guy last week.
He's not coming back for the sequel. He died. But Rob Reiner is he signed Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, and Harry Shearer. They're all coming back.
Wow.
To do a sequel.
Oh my
to
God, yes, please.
This is Spinal Tap. And the reason that he decided to do this is because the original Spinal Tap, in a year from now, is going to be released at Cannes for a, anniversary kind of thing. And he said, well, we can't just do that. Let's make a sequel and we'll show it with it as well. So the sequel, 40th anniversary of the original This Is Spinal Tap.
Holy shit.
Reiner says when it was announced that Spinal Tap would reunite for one final concert, Marty DeBurgi saw this as a chance to make things right with the band, who viewed This Is Spinal Tap as a hatchet job. So he left his position and as visiting adjunct teacher's assistant at the Ed Wood School of Cinematic Arts in pursuit of film history.
What?
So yeah, they're making a sequel about the
I hope
reunion
Paul
show.
Schaefer's back. I want Paul Schaefer back. So
Oh,
badly.
they gotta bring it back.
He was so good in that, and then Fran Drescher was really good in
The
original
whole
Spinal Tap.
the whole thing. If you haven't seen it, yeah, it may not hold up, but boy, everybody is so good in it.
I think it's still real. I mean, it's dated, but it's still really
The Stonehenge
funny.
scene still slays.
Stonehenge. Come on.
The Stonehenge scene still absolutely slays.
Well, let's see now. The drummer is dead. The road manager with the cricket bat, that guy's dead, so they can't come back. But I think everybody else is around.
Aren't
And
all the
there's
drummers
still-
dead?
And
Well,
there's-
not all the drummers, but
They're still, all three of those guys are still just so goddamn funny.
I'm honestly surprised they got Christopher Guest to come back and do that. That's what surprised me. He would seem to me like the lone holdout, but well, all right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, I found this story, and I just want to tell you about the plot because I'm intrigued for some reason. The name of the movie is Totally Killer. Kiernan Shipka, Olivia Holt, Julie Bowen, and Randall Park. It's a time-traveling comedy slasher from Blumhouse. Director Nanchaka Khan, who I think worked on Family Guy, right?
She
Nachaka Khan?
did
Nachaka
Don't Trust the
Khan?
Bee in Apartment 23.
Funny show, by the way, if you get a chance to see it. The story follows Kiernan Shipka, Jamie, whose mom, Pam, is terrorized by the resurgence of the Sweet 16 Killer, a masked maniac that slaughtered a group of teenager girls in the 80s. Now, here's the twist. With the help of her friend Amelia, she travels back in time to 1987 and teams up with the teen version of her mom to try to stop the killer.
What's this called?
It's called
Totally
Killer.
Killer.
This is like everything.
I know. That's the only reason that I brought it up is I read
It'll
the plot
be-
line and I went, wow.
It'll
okay.
be the best slasher parody since Freaky.
Freaky. Oh, God. I barely remember
So
that one.
good.
Let's see. Now there was an interview with Sana Amanat, who is the co-creator of Ms. Marvel. Because everyone was complaining about the trailers, and we got another teaser trailer this week from Ms. Marvel, and everyone's like, oh, they screwed up her powers, they screwed up her powers.
I think they made them
not-
better,
Not
honestly.
understanding that this is a multiverse and that the comic book characters
They
in a different
can't
universe
use
than this.
Terrigen Mist. You haven't introduced Terrigen Mist previously, and
Yes, they
so
have.
you gotta.
Yeah, they did. They introduced it in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Oh, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Inhumans, like, that's not going to carry over to the MCU. They had to make it cosmic.
So here's what she said. The comic was very much a guiding light for us. We needed to make sure it worked in the MCU, of course. But we wanted to make sure that we had that quirkiness and the stylistic distinction that the comics did so well. We wanted to find our own MCU version of it. One of the big differences between the comics and what we see of Kamala is the trailer is her powers. In the comics, her powers are elastic and stretchy. She can make parts of herself bigger, expanding, embiggening, as we know it. But these seem to be more cosmic. So she addressed the backlash, stating that the powers that Khan wields look different because they are different. She also says that she and Willow discussed the change beforehand, and to them it made sense. Changing her powers was the right move because there are bigger stories to tell. Part of this goes into the fact that this is an adaptation, and changing Khan's powers is about introducing her to the MCU itself, which means giving her different powers that feel big in scope and cinematic in a different way. And then they point out that she's also going to be in the Marvels, and her powers could also change again in that movie.
I have a theory that they tested that the regular like stretchy thing, and it looked stupid.
Maybe
I
it didn't
agree
work.
100% with
Yeah,
Shannon. I don't
that's-
think it would work visually on
Yeah.
a big screen
Yeah,
or on a
that's what
small
I think
screen.
happened.
It would just look weird.
She says, despite the cosmic changes, Khan's powers are still fun and bouncy. The essence of what the powers are in the comics is there, both from the metaphorical standpoint and visual standpoint. In response to the classic Kamala Khan beat 'em down move, Amanat says, not to worry, we're doing the embiggened fist.
Yes.
So you will get that June 8th, Disney Plus.
So soon.
Yes.
Nerds are just hell bent
3
on
weeks.
making their own lives miserable.
I don't understand it at all.
A ship in Star Citizen that like the entire citizenry has been waiting for a year is released this week, and they're like, I thought it would be more maneuverable. Worst ship ever. Like, it's still cool as fuck. It's just slower than you thought it would be in your head canon.
Headcanon can ruin so many things. I've been talking to so many people who were so disappointed about Doctor Strange 2 because they had their headcanon and it didn't match because they read rumors online and they went with the headcanon and they went, where was...
Well, did you see? I put out a meme that says, what people complaining about Doctor Strange expected, and it had like a picture of Jack Sparrow and fucking Herbie the Love Bug, and
my
basically
favorite.
like, go ahead, Lee.
My favorite was I didn't see. I was told Tom Cruise was going to be in it.
I wasn't.
When the screenwriter was like, that is something, like, that would have been cool, but that's something y'all made up.
Exactly.
right?
And it's YouTube channels that are trying to get the clicks, and they started doing this shit back in like early January, where they're like, oh, Tom Cruise rumored to be playing Ultimate Iron Man.
Yeah, I never heard that from any good source.
Yeah,
Rumored by us.
all over YouTube.
Yeah, rumored by this YouTube channel.
Taking stills of a certain character from the movie and going, see, there's our proof.
So speaking of Doctor Strange 2, we're going to do a deep dive of the Multiverse of Madness on our Patreon, geekshowgotthiscovered.com, if you haven't gotten there yet.
Most of us are.
Tony.
I had a busy week. I couldn't line up the schedule with my wife's schedule. We couldn't go see it. We had to go now tonight.
True.
All right, Bill.
That's why it took us a week to see it, because my wife and I wanted to see it together.
Yeah. Let's see. James Gunn is all over Twitter posting about how they've wrapped on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and all of that. He also was talking about, they shot it at the same time, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. And he did an interview with the Radio Times in London, and he had this to say about the Holiday Special. The Holiday Special is the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. It's totally ridiculous, and every day we can't believe that we're making it. We're all completely in love with it. It's unlike anything that anyone has ever seen before. I can't wait for people to see it, and it's pretty soon, It's out this Christmas. It's not like people have to wait that long. But he then said it'll have more than one great new MCU character. But then he also said, I am, a victim of hyperbole, so all the...
Because didn't he? I feel like I read in an interview that's what he says about every project he's working on. Is it's his most favorite thing?
It's his
and
most
it's the
favorite
best
thing.
thing he's done.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to it, and that'll be out in time for Christmas, and then we'll get Volume 3 later next year.
And then he can come back to DC and make more good DC stuff.
That's what he's planning on, another season of Peacemaker. He wants to do that. Oh, but I did see some stuff where they are deep into production of, and he's the producer on it. He's not directing, but Coyote versus Acme, which I'm looking forward to more than anything. I'm looking forward to that.
Did you get the MCU cancellation news from yesterday?
I did not. What did we get?
Well, not really MCU, but MODOK has been canceled.
Oh yeah, I forgot to get that. I saw Patton Oswalt tweeted that, and I forgot to grab that this morning. Thank you, Lee.
Show was so fucking funny.
It's on Hulu. Go and watch that season.
It'll be there forever.
There's so much good stuff in that MODOK series.
Yeah, I know why it got canceled, for the distinct reason that I sat in a room with my family watching it, and I'm roaring and falling on the ground and laughing, and the three of them are just staring at me like I'm the biggest idiot in the world.
We talked about that. Remember? Yeah. I was like, I'm worried that it's suffering from too many private jokes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they made it for us, but they didn't make it
too much. Too much inside nerdball.
Like Jen loves Patton Oswalt, and so I'm like, hey, let's check this out. So And she watched the first episode with me, and she's just like, no.
Even for me, I think I only got about 4 or 5 episodes into it, and it was there were a bunch of jokes that even I just didn't get.
Oh, they went deep.
They went
Yeah.
very deep on
and
that one.
so I just haven't finished it. Not because I didn't like the jokes, I just got distracted with other stuff that got my attention more.
Yeah,
But-
it's if you're a longtime comic book fan, especially Marvel, you're going to find a lot of inside Marvel jokes happening on that series, and so enjoy it because that's all you're going to get. Okay, now I got two of the big stories right here, and then we'll take a break and find out what you guys were consuming this week. The big stories I saved till the end. First of all,
See, when you say that, it usually means it's a little story.
no, you're going to love
getting
this.
us excited
You're going to, you especially, Tony, you're going to be excited
for a flat tire.
about this first one. The Bundys are headed back to television.
Yes, please.
Because
Oh, Tony.
Can be
I
ruined.
just
Well, but
I
wait,
never got into this show.
there's more. It's an
'cause you were
anime.
like 2 when it came out.
yeah.
That's probably why.
It's an animated version of the show.
Yeah, meh.
Do you know what
No?
kind of humor? Yeah, because you know exactly what kind of humor people love nowadays. Oh, my wife.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the thing.
my wife. All she does is spend money.
spend my money, and now I got to go to work and earn more
Oh,
money.
now she wants attention of
I
these kids.
don't want. God, they want me to fuck my hot wife
Oh, I can afford this whole house on one income.
at the shoe store.
Listen, I'm just
Carrie,
happy.
is this how you thought this was going to go?
I
I'll watch it. I don't
No,
give a shit. I'll watch it.
knew y'all
was-
would shit on it. That's why I saved it till the end.
I knew it.
I
knew
will
it.
only watch it if Marcy's in it, and only if it's being voiced by the actress that plays
Well,
Marcy.
they did get the original cast back. I don't know about Marcy. Ed O'Neill,
this-
Katie Seagal, Christine Applegate,
Yeah.
and David Faustino.
She and Ed O'Neill do not get along.
Well, they can voice in separate rooms.
Legendary.
Yeah.
You mean Marcy the proto Karen?
Yes.
Hey,
You-
Carrie, do you remember when we went to the we went to Hollywood to try to get on that game show?
Yeah, you and me and Derek. Yeah.
Yeah, and remember we were walking down Sunset Strip, and Faustino comes walking out of the
Of a dispensary.
of a dispensary before dispensaries. This was like what,
Oh, this
12
was
years ago?
it was strictly medicinal at the time, and
Yeah.
he come out of there. I'm just
And-
glad he's got work.
Yeah, well, no, and so he comes walking out of it with that really tall hot girl, and
Yeah.
I go, "Fucking A, Bud Bundy," and he looked at me like, "Fuck you, you." motherfucker."
So he hears it all day, every goddamn day.
I know.
So now I did the looking into it. Sony developed a spin-off centering on Bud back in 2014. Didn't go forward.
Wow.
Didn't happen. Yeah.
Big
so
surprise.
Hard
so
to
he's
believe.
happy.
Because all the sexist jokes didn't land, right?
Yeah, but back to there are no original ideas. Sony continues to look ways to mine its IP library. The studio is behind ABC's Live in Front of a Studio Audience specials, which have recreated episodes from several Norman Lear comedies.
Why not
you
just
know.
write new scripts?
I think they update them a little.
No one's
okay.
funny anymore, Tony. I don't know.
No,
Oh, that's what it is.
it's the same scripts. I watch them just to see. Mm-hmm. And this last one was an episode of Facts of Life, which is not good.
Yeah.
And but they did different strokes with Kevin Hart as Arnold, and Damon Wayans
It's Willis.
as Willis, and and John Lithgow was Mr. Drummond.
Perfect.
And it was so funny because, like, watching Lithgow have a heart-to-heart with Kevin Hart sitting on his lap.
Okay, I'd watch that. That
had
sounds
me.
funny.
It actually had me in tears.
There's also an animated version of Good Times ordered on Netflix.
I hear it's dynamite.
Yeah, hopefully. But one of the writers on this thing is a Family Guy writer, Alex Carter. So it'll be, we'll see. Anyway.
Okay.
Do no
Oh,
sitcoms
my
record?
wife.
Do no sitcoms record with live audiences anymore, or is that?
Some of them
They
do.
still
I thought
do.
there was a few that still
There's
did.
a few.
Yeah, some of them still do.
That old
And-
people watch.
Yeah, and
I was
finally
like, yeah,
this.
they're on at times on channels that I do not watch.
Yeah.
Finally this, because Sam Raimi is out talking about Doctor Strange 2, and people are talking about his library of cool shit that he's done.
People are talking, and
Rachel
he's
asked
hearing.
me. She's like, "What Sam Raimi movies have I watched other than the Spider-Man?" So I was like, "None."
Yeah.
She hasn't seen Evil Dead?
They're not really
She
for Hallie,
doesn't
probably not.
like certain types of horror movies.
Oh.
The first Evil Dead's a little rapey.
I learned he
Yeah.
did a Western. It's on Netflix.
The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah.
Love that movie. Oh, God.
Well, of course, they went back all the way to 1990 for Darkman, which we all loved, I think.
I watched that one as homework about 8 years ago, and it held up better than I thought it would, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they asked him about it, and he said, yes, Universal is talking about a Darkman sequel. There's a producer attached. I haven't heard the story yet or
They made
gone
one.
into
It was
it.
called Die Darkman Die. Doesn't it? Really?
He said, I've been so busy with this movie. I think it's a cool idea. Raimi was... Here's the part that gets me. He was skeptical that Liam Neeson would come back. He says, I don't know if he'd do
on.
it, but
Why?
but he'd be incredible. And I shouted at the screen,
Yeah.
Liam will do anything. Look at
100%. I was going to say, is there a check?
Yeah. Liam will do it.
Yeah,
He'll do
he'd probably
anything.
just be happy to be playing a different character than he has for his last 10 movies.
Exactly.
No, it's the same character. He's just got bandages.
Well, no, you remember, he started to lose his mind toward the end. Remember?
The greatest Sam Raimi movie, unfortunately, is not aging well because it's got some pretty not PC jokes in it. Is a little film called Crime Wave that,
Yes.
that he directed, which was written by the Coen brothers. And,
Yeah, you guys told me to watch it last week.
I'm going to watch
Yeah.
this. I
It's,
love
it's
those
the
things.
best.
It's got some fairly racially
Oh,
insensitive
like
jokes in it.
what?
It'll be like dinner at my dad's house. No big deal.
Yeah, no. It's
Well-
let's just say it's very much a product of its time.
Where'd
can
you get
only-
the blank, Butch?
I can only recommend, if you want to go back, I mean, Darkman's fun, but Drag Me to Hell, I think, is one of
Drag
his
Me to
best.
Hell
Yeah.
is
That one was good.
that's- He was
I
at
like
his
that.
best.
I think
What
you're all
is
wrong,
Darkman's
though.
whole deal?
He's got bandages on his face.
He created a machine as like a laser printer before we'd even heard of laser printers that would make different faces, and he had his face burned off or some shit. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But it was he couldn't feel pain was the other thing, and that was
Right, like
driving.
he was like in an explosion
yeah,
in his lab.
he couldn't feel pain, and that was driving him nuts. It started to really affect his mind, but then he'd put on these fake faces and go undercover in disguise. And the last face that we see him with on is Bruce Campbell at the end.
And remember, he's the bad guy is Dr. Benny Giggles.
Dr. Giggles, yeah. Except he's a guy who chops
he a
people's
monkey?
he
Is he
chops
a
people's
monkey?
fingers off with his cigar cutter.
Dr. Giggles.
The movie.
Spider-Man
and,
2, though.
and he was Benny. He was Benny in L.A.
On
Law.
LA Law. But Dr. Giggles came out before either of these people were born. They don't
Yeah.
remember
That's
Dr.
true.
Giggles.
No.
Spider-Man 2 is Sam Raimi's best movie, I think.
It's a good
Oh,
movie.
it is good.
Spider-Man 2 is
No.
awesome.
It's one of the better Spider-Man too.
No, his best
As
movie.
well.
His best movie, I think,
As well.
is that one with oh God, I can't remember the name of it right now.
That's how much you like
A
it.
Simple Plan.
A Simple Plan. Oh yeah, I forgot that
That's
Sam
a
Raimi.
band from the early 2000s.
He had a period of time where he was doing like regular movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call those the dark years.
Okay, we'll find out what you're consuming after these messages.
Messages.
We'll be right
Right back.
Carrie, are we raising a glass?
I didn't have that. No,
Fred Ward.
I didn't have Fred Ward. I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Because that's in my what I watched. Is I watched Tremors this week
Do we
Oh.
have
before I knew he died.
do we have 90 seconds for a potty break?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go, be fast. or use
Just
the bottle.
90.
If I'm not back, start without me.
Push it out faster, Leigh. I don't care if it stings.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Rebecca, how do you feel No,
Like
we
in
can't
general,
talk
or?
about that. No, that's what
No.
Cody wants to talk about. It's a spoiler. I don't want to talk about that.
Oh.
Well, maybe it's not a spoiler. I don't know. Because, I mean, Sam Raimi puts Bruce Campbell in all of his movies, so that's not
Yeah.
a spoiler. How did you feel that he was not Mephisto? Hey, we still don't know.
I personally think that they're not doing Mephisto ever.
You think?
Yeah, I think what I think they are doing is they're starting a new phase 1 where they're doing just a bunch of seemingly unrelated films and seemingly unrelated characters. And they're going to take another couple of years to build up to probably Secret
like that.
Wars.
I'd like that.
That would be good.
I think it's going to be something that culminates with Kang.
Well, Kang is not until Ant-Man 3.
I know, but I think like with all this multiverse and timey-wimey shit.
Well, that's why I think they're building up to Secret Wars.
God, that'd be great.
But that's just me.
Hey, quick mention to the chat. Not all of us have seen Doctor Strange, and there have been multiple Doctor Strange spoilers in the chat. So
I'm avoiding the chat.
yeah, if we could please refrain from that. Those are fun conversations. I'd like to take part in them, but I don't want to ruin certain aspects of the movie.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
And we're back. Okay, who wants to go first? What
Well,
did you consume this week?
Should we raise the glass first?
Let's raise a glass.
Okay.
You lead this one.
Yes. Because I love this guy. He was in so many movies growing as I grew up that I just loved, and that is Mr. Fred Ward. Most people know him from the Tremors movies.
Not Remo Williams?
Oh, I gotta look
Okay,
this guy
don't
up.
even
Raymond
get me started,
Williams
Carrie.
was fantastic.
I love that movie. Okay, even though it has what's his face, the Song of Dance Man playing an Asian dude. What's
Joel
that guy?
Grey.
Joel Grey. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But he was in and this was the time when I would, we were kids and we would go to the Blockbuster or whatever and just see the cover of and be like, well, I'm going to check that out. He was in a terrible movie that I loved from 1982. I was 11 years old, called Time Rider: The Adventures of Lyle Swan. And this is about a guy that has a time-traveling motorcycle, and he goes back in time and fights knights.
Yep.
Chows on his motorcycle.
Hell yeah. Metal as fuck. Let's do
But
it.
he was also, he was in The Right Stuff and Silkwood. Remo Williams, man. Leigh, I honestly loved that movie when I was a kid.
Oh, I caught it on like HBO at 11 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon when I was like 13 years old, and I thought it was the coolest damn thing in the world. And also, like, one of the first American movies to do a scaffolding fight.
Oh, yeah.
That is solely the agency of Hong Kong cinema. So they managed to film on the scaffolding during the reconstruction of the Statue of Liberty in like 1983, 84. So they were fighting on the scaffolding, and that was really badass. And
Yeah. He was in Bob Roberts. He was so funny in that. He seemed like a really nice guy. He was in all the Tremors like sequels and shit.
I recognize him from, he was Joe Dirt's dad in Joe Dirt.
Yes. And that's where I was
I
going.
know him. He's Joe Dirt's dad.
That's where I was going. He was in Road Trip. Corky, was it Corky Romano?
Corky Romano.
Joe Dirt.
Yep.
So, what I'm trying to say is, man, he just had some range. So anyway, I just really liked him, and I was genuinely sad to hear that he died.
Fred Ward.
glug, glug, glug.
There you go.
Glug, 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 glug.
The king of pantomime, Lee George Cade.
Well played.
So, now let's start with Rebecca then, because she saw. This is the first time you've seen Tremors.
This was the first time I've seen Tremors. I knew there was something about like worms underground, and Kevin Bacon was there. That was like all
Graboids.
I knew going in. So I watched Tremors 1 and 2 on Monday, like way before I even found out Fred Ward had passed away. Way more monster than I was expecting. I do like that the first maybe third of Tremors 1 is Kevin Bacon going around town introducing us to all of his friends in the town.
And I just love that he's the one that names them graboids.
Yeah, and I liked in the second one about how like so many years have gone by, and it's like, well, you guys must be like rolling in it from all the merch money or whatever from all these graboids. And Fred Ward is like, no, I'm broke as fuck. And I just wasn't expecting as much monster as there was and as much goop. It was very, very pleasant for a spooky monster movie.
Yeah.
Now you've opened the door. There is so much Tremors stuff out there.
I have all of them. I'm going to watch all of them.
And the only constant in all of these is Michael Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Gross. Yeah.
And there's a TV series, and
Kevin Bacon came back for the TV series.
And it was actually pretty good.
Wasn't there 2 different TV series?
No, there was the one on Sci-Fi, and it got actually pretty good reactions, but for some reason they probably
like
money.
Everything else.
Probably money. They didn't continue it.
I'm seeing 8 movies.
8
Yeah,
movies.
I've got them all. I've got them all lined up, ready to rock and roll.
Or
I'm
maybe
so
7
excited.
and the TV series. Yeah.
But after Tremors, I watched the new Kids in the Hall. Watched 2 episodes of the new Kids
Is it
in the
out?
Hall.
I'm going to start
it
that
good?
tomorrow. Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I'm starting that shit tonight.
Love those boys. I forgot they're weird,
Oh my God.
but they're so funny.
Was the Kids in the Hall the ones that had the grapist?
No, that's
sketch?
Whitest Kids You Know.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Whitest Kids You Know. Okay.
God,
that's-
Kids in the Hall is from like 1989.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shannon and I used to watch it after work.
And if you know what I mean.
We'd get home from work and we'd calm down with some things that we smoked.
Say it.
I have
better
watched
living through chemistry.
Oh
That's
my
what you
God.
guys.
And I love the movie Brain Candy so
The
much.
movie was great. We showed that at Geekshow Movie Night a couple of times.
Where's Dad?
He's upstairs masturbating to gay porn again. No, but like I love there's so many characters. I love the kid. That would come up to in the series, and the guy would be like, "What you doing?" Yeah, I'm painting a chair. Oh, I could paint a chair. But then would just go on telling the stories. It's like, there were these guys, and they bought a dog, and they taught a dog how to smoke.
I just watched Bobby versus Satan the other day, which is one of my all-time favorites. Bobby's just an idiot kid with long hair. His dad hates him. His mom hates him because he won't take the trash out. But he's in the garage playing guitar when Satan shows up. It's like, I've been watching your fierce licks. It's like he dares him to like this guitar duel, and Bobby's like doing Smoke on the Water, but he's like A B A B A.
So it's The Devil Went Down to Georgia just with guitars.
And,
Yeah.
And the saga of Flying Pig.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
And then there's I love Cancer Boy, but one of my favorite characters is Chicken Lady.
Oh yeah, every time she gets excited, an egg and feathers blow out of her vagina.
They're fresh from inside me.
Yeah.
This is weird. You're right.
My
And-
favorite sketch of theirs is just the one about the bass player. That one's my favorite.
Oh God. Or he's just a guy from Wichita.
Nobody likes the bass player of the band.
And then the head smasher.
I'm crushing your head, Tony.
Crushing your head. I'm crushing your head. But then remember when he meets his nemesis?
Yep.
And it's like, nobody's home.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
God, it's great stuff.
Anyway.
It's all over YouTube.
Yeah, so Kids in the Hall on Amazon Prime, and then I also watched The Lost City. It's on Paramount Plus now.
Oh, I'm going to watch that this weekend too.
I thought it was
It's a rom-com, baby.
Yep.
Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum, Brad Pitt's
they
there,
have good
too.
chemistry.
Well, I love
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, so
I gave my husband 2 pieces of information about the movie, and then he guessed the rest of the plot.
Oh, yeah,
because
it's not hard.
your basic rom-com, kidnappy, adventure-y kind of movie. It's like it is exactly almost like a romance novel, which is what Sandra Bullock's character is she's a romance novelist, and
Exactly.
and Channing Tatum is her Fabio for her book covers. So
You know, I just
So
wish.
they remade Romancing the Stone.
Yes. I just wish Sandy would get better taste in men.
Yeah, she always picks the bad ones.
she's doing fine. I think she's on her own right now. I think she's doing fine.
I always wanted her and Clooney to get together, but that's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been good.
She tells a very fun story about how she realized 10 years later that she was being courted by Keanu Reeves and just didn't know.
Because he was the nicest.
Yeah. She was having a rough day, and he showed up like with flowers and gave
And
her and her roommate
chocolate.
pedicures and manicures and just hung out with them and made him dinner and was a perfect gentleman and left. And then like 10 years later, she's going, I think he might have been trying to court me, and I just didn't realize it because he's so nice.
That would have been another great couple. Wow.
Yeah. God damn
Yeah.
this.
Anyway.
Well, somewhere in the multiverse.
Yes, exactly. Anything else, Rebecca? Or do we?
I
good?
started to listen to the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl podcast, but I haven't gotten far enough into really
Okay.
proper.
Let's see. Leigh, what about you?
Started the week. Rachel likes to do homework for any movie that we're going to see. So since we saw Doctor Strange Thursday night, we watched the first Doctor Strange. We watched all the What If episodes just in case they had any relevance. And then so that was cool. And then we saw Doctor Strange.
WandaVision, huh?
WandaVision, I actually still had pretty fresh in my head. The Doctor Strange was 5-6 years ago, and I only
But
saw it
What
twice
If
when
came
it came
out after WandaVision.
Yeah, but What If was a whole lot, right? WandaVision, yeah,
WandaVision, you get.
right. And I understood the beats of that, but I had to go back and catch out a couple of things because of this whole thing with. Anyway, so there's that. Watching a documentary series on YouTube called Not Just Bikes, and it's a guy who's like dissecting the urban planning of North America, which has been fascinating. And comparing it to other developed industrial countries, and we made a mess of things. So
Yes.
it's pretty amazing. Learned what a strode is from this series, which I'd never knew, but that's like most American and Canadian roads are strodes. Strode. It's a combination of street and road, and they're highly dangerous, and that's why we have the vehicular death count that we do in Canada and the U.S. Anyway, that's really laid back fun. Watching.
Strode. Like Laurie Strode.
The Kids in the Hall. The Kids in the Hall YouTube channel just has the shorts, like it's not full episodes, so you can just like get it in between ignoring your boss. And then I watched the Book of Boba Fett Disney Gallery, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Like they really got into how they made the Luke Skywalker stuff work, which was awesome. And just watching Mark Hamill on set with Grogu was really cool.
Yeah.
And then surprisingly enough, I watched The Eyes of Tammy Faye, which was phenomenal.
I've been eyeing that one.
It's Jessica Chastain is amazing.
She won the Oscar for that.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember Tammy Faye shit from when I was a teenager, so there was some stuff. The one thing they didn't do, and I was a little pissed off about, like they show at the end of the movie, they show her attempted comeback, but they did not actually show her comeback with Jim J and Tammy Faye. The one season talk show with her and Jim J Bullock.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, they didn't show that, and I'm a little upset about that because that show was amazing.
Oh,
Is
that's
Jim Bullock,
right.
is he still alive?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like
he's
66 years old.
He's still with us, yeah.
Yeah,
I know
and
he's one of the
still-
first people that
Maggie, oh my
celebrities that admit they have HIV.
Yeah. Well, they kind of talked about that in the movie too, not with Jim J Bullock, but about how Tammy Faye really didn't want to ostracize gay people, and she was so sad about AIDS and she wanted to talk about it, but certain people didn't want that to happen. So great movie
Because it was about politics as opposed to God.
Right. Yep.
Tony.
Let's see. I watched some stuff this week,
But not Doctor Strange.
Not yet. I'm gonna go see it.
Sorry, we don't mean to make you feel bad about it, Tony. We're just disappointed.
I know. I like going along with the joke. I don't care what you guys think.
We're
Whatever.
mad at the dirt. That's all.
We're deep into season 3 of Miracle Workers. Still enjoying that show on HBO.
I think
now,
you're further.
or HBO
Wait, which
Max.
season is that?
This is the Old West season.
Okay, I think I got halfway through this season and then I stopped watching. Not because I didn't like it. I got busy.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't think it's as strong of a season as
Yeah.
the first or the second one. But I finished Resident Evil 1 HD for the second time. So I got both the characters played through. Don't play that game. It's dumb. It's such a frustrating game. Oh my gosh, I just want to punch something when I play it. Calming down now. Calming down. Season finale of Winning Time. Oh man, that show was so good. I don't care about sports really, but I love that show about basketball. It's a good one. Highly recommend that one if you have any interest in the kind of filming that Adam McKay has done recently. So it's really, really good. And then Hacks season 2 has started.
Oh, good.
On HBO. Hacks that's a good show.
That's a really good show.
I really, really, really want to watch Hacks, but it's one of those shows that it's gonna make me both feel way too ambitious and then way too sad about where I'm at in my own life. So,
well, there's that, I suppose.
It's so good, though. It's so good. All right, Shannon.
And I got one more. One more.
Sorry, Tony.
Save the best for last. I don't know.
Is it Married with Children?
Bill and Ted Face the Music. I watched that this week.
Yeah,
that is so.
I
sweet.
liked it. It's a fun movie.
Very cute, sweet, nice movie. I remember when it came out, it was like the height of COVID, and I needed it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it was,
me too.
It was good. I liked it.
All right,
Now
Shannon.
I'm done.
let's see. I actually watched some stuff this week. Holy Moly is just killing it this season.
Yep.
So fucking funny, huh, Carrie?
Yep. Great new courses, and of course,
Muppets.
Flaming Dutch Courage is even faster this time around.
And what's his name? The prawn.
Pepe the Prawn. Yes.
Pepe the Prawn's got people held captive and shit.
Wait, so is the Muppets aspect all throughout the entire season, or just one episode?
Looks like it.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
Cool.
I watched all 5 episodes of Candy on
is that
on
good?
Hulu. Yes. It's a story about a infamous murder that happened in Texas in the 70s, 1979, where this lady got hacked up with a hatchet.
Jeez.
42 times. And the main character is played by
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel, unrecognizable, right? And Porn Stash is her husband. Mm-hmm. Justin Timberlake is in it, unrecognizable.
Her actual husband.
Yeah, unrecognizable, and it's just really good, really weird, and I just hate that lady Candy.
Pablo Schreiber's in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah,
Like
Halo.
I said,
We could start calling him Halo.
Yeah, just call him Master Chief.
yeah, and so 5 episodes, really good. And I guess HBO Max is doing their own version of it too. I don't know why. I started watching The Pentaveret.
Oh, the Mike Myers
With the
one.
Mike Myers.
I want to
Good.
watch it, but Sue is just not interested at all.
Okay, so it is very Mike Myers. Not only does he play 500 different people in it,
Cool.
but if you like his stuff, it's just like a nice breath of nostalgia. And Jen's like, I forgot how much he likes to repeat a joke. You know?
Is it more Austin Powers Mike Myers or the Love Guru Mike Myers?
Oh, fuck. If it was the Love Guru, I wouldn't watch it.
Okay.
It's got a great supporting cast.
Such as?
The bald guy from Key and Peele's in it with a wig. And some other people. But it's just, yeah, if you like Mike Myers, watch it.
I'll check it out.
It's because it's very Mike Myers. And I think that's all that I can remember.
All right. I, too, have been watching Holy Moly. Been doing a lot of reality-type shows this week. Survivor is actually still really good. I'm a sucker for it every season. Top Chef, every season, I'm there. The bad news is that one of the funniest shows on TV has been canceled. Mr. Mayor.
I know.
They
I saw
canceled
that
it?
news. Yeah.
Yeah, they canceled it.
Dang it.
here midway through season 2 because
I didn't even know it was on.
well, exactly.
That's
That's
part
the
of
thing.
why
Yeah.
they didn't really advertise it.
They didn't
I
promote
love
it,
that show.
and
Yeah,
they're
it's
relying strictly on the old Nielsen way of measuring show, and people don't do that anymore. They hang on to them and they binge them, and so anyway,
That had my favorite Jaden in it.
he's
Yeah.
still hilarious.
So funny.
But I've been rewatching Moon Knight again, just so I can catch all of the stuff that I missed before. I recommend you do that. There's a lot of stuff that you go, okay, that now makes sense now, because before I just kind of let that go, but now it makes sense. So a revisiting of Moon Knight is called for. Let's see, games.
Yeah, we got some of those.
Okay.
Apex Legends Mobile. You got phones? You guys got phones, right?
I've got one of those.
You can play Apex Legends on it now. We got Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. I don't know which one this
still
is.
making those things?
Yeah, I don't know which one this is because they announced like 4 of them in the last 2 years, and so here's one of them. Swan Song. Something called. Wait, are we out of the week already? 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's it. Short week. Dolmen. Something called Dolmen.
There's a free fly of Star Citizen starting this coming Friday, the 20th.
Yeah, do that.
Anybody is interested in it, let me know, and I'll probably ignore you and not take you out there. Because that's what I do.
Boom.
Not that I'm doing that on purpose. I'm just highly distractible. So, and Tony, I've been trying to get games
on his. Yeah.
Games on that. Oh yeah.
Not
You're
working.
gonna have to get games that support the rotary dial, and they don't
Okay.
make those anymore.
Yeah. Damn it.
Well, you know what you could do? So on my Google Home, they have like a choose your own adventure stories. I believe there's a Batman one where it's a choose your own adventure, and you could do that on. You just call a hotline, and somebody on the other end, probably me, is like, "Hi, welcome to Batman Choose Your Own Adventure story."
in the early '80s, there were choose your own adventure stories you could do on your phone, but they cost like $7.99 a minute.
Yeah, you don't want to.
They were expensive.
They were poorly acted too.
Oh, I watched one other thing. I was forced. So it was Mother's Day.
Does it have the number 90 in the title?
No, fuck. It made me almost wish it did. Selling Sunset.
I refuse.
I don't know what that is.
Fuck. It's just the most terrible
Rich white people
people
selling expensive real estate in California.
Oh,
wearing the worst clothes.
You gotta watch Bajillion Dollar Properties.
Nope,
which
I don't have to watch any of that shit.
No,
it's one of
Bajillion
those
Dollar
things-
Properties is an improv. Is a jokey. It's a joke show.
Okay.
And just praying for the giant comet watching this shit. And remember how I've been complaining about that Simpsons season that I hated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Find a new one day.
They've gone through that, and it's fun. I'm in a season, and it got funny again.
Oh, good.
It was like right after Disney bought them. So,
You're almost caught up.
yeah.
Mr. B, if you would, please.
God damn it. I'm going to find out who fucking did this. And I'm going to kick their ass. Okay? Because I just want to know who the fuck decided it was a good idea to give the Ham a recorder.
Not me.
Somebody did it. And I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Fuck you,
Ham's
Ham.
doing good.
That's the
Ham.
best ham
Ham
recording
plays-
I've ever heard.
Plays better than I did.
Well, it took a long time to get here, guys. It took a long, long time.
A lot of bleeding ears led up to this moment.
Cool.
That's perfect. I don't have to put music at the end of the episode now. Shannon did it for me.
I feel like I'm about to accept a quest.
I should look if I look to the left, there's going to be someone with a glowing arrow above their head. That's who I
Yeah.
need to talk to.
There's gonna be a fat cat wearing an apron going, "I need 7 fish. Did you get me 7 fish?"
Nice day.
All right.
Thanks for joining us,
Yes, thank you all.
YouTube folks.
Except for you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Go out and enjoy the weather. It's nice.
I'm gonna hang my hammock today. It's time to hang the hammock for the summer. Yes, sir.
Our pool guy is coming to fix because our pool cover broke again. But I haven't wanted to complain about it because my pool problems.
Yeah, pool problems.
It's all right. When the revolution comes, we know where you live.
All right. Well, we got to go. Thanks, you all.
Bye.
We got to go before this music gets us kicked off.
Oh.